Right? So Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Fateh. So I thought maybe today I start off with. So there's a tradition in the in the world which is called. It's pronounced Cho Chen, right? So Dogen, Dzogen, and it's a very old tradition. Some amazing teaching stories. And I thought maybe we'd start with that today because it reflects something about outside and inside. And so their philosophy is that you don't need any middleman. You don't need any middlewoman. You don't need any scripture. You don't need any this and the other. Truth can be realized wherever who you are. You don't need a religious path. You don't need this and the other. Very direct kind of approach. So what inspired this particular story or conversation was the complaint. Well, two things. One was that as people look at the world kind of going, in its own kind of chaos, and they reflect that back to you and say, however they feel. And the other is the reaction and triggers, how people are so quickly triggered and triggered for all sorts of reasons, right? Some reasons are big, some reasons are small, and this story actually helps contextualize it in a way that we may understand it better. So it is said that a student goes to his master and says, "Look, I can't find peace. Everywhere I look, there is political violence, there is greed, there is corruption, there are wars, there's just conflict. And I can't find peace. Even when I meditate, I can't find peace." So his master says, "Well, here's a mirror." Gets him a dirty mirror and he says, "Here, just polish it up." So he polishes up and brings it back, and the master says, "Oh, just polish it again, polish it again, just polish it again, and you polish it again, polish it again, and polish it again." After about the fifth time, he says, "Look, I've already polished it." And this is when the master said, "The difference is you're looking at the dust and you're missing the mirror." And the same is true for us. That mirror represents pure awareness, the sky. The dust represents our thoughts, our fears, our projections, and those then become the dust. Yeah. So we see the world through the dust that we have that's clouded our mirror, and the mirror is your presence, your awareness, that kind of thing. And this dust, how do we know there is dust there? Well, that's where triggers come in. Every trigger you have isn't that there is something wrong with you as a human being that you trigger, but it's a revelation of the dust that you're carrying. The dust that you're carrying. And the dust may be based on fear, maybe based on attachment, maybe based on trauma, whatever it's based on. The point is, when we get triggered, it's not the other person. It's a sacred revelation for ourselves to see the dust on our mirror, to see through what lens we are looking at the world. So, as within, you've heard of as above, so below. But no, as within, as without. The reason the world is in a fragmented place is because our minds are dusty. We don't know how to clean the mind. And meditation is that process of cleaning the mind, of using it again and again until you realize it's not the dust, it's the mind, it's the mirror. And once you recognize the mirror, the dust becomes irrelevant. The dust becomes irrelevant. So I thought maybe if we approach meditation like that, that this is us dusting our inner mirror, right? Dusting our inner mirror. So we go into that presence. It is a way of approaching it, which Simon actually pulled up last week. He said, if we approach it as something that is enjoyable, yeah, then it doesn't seem like a chore. And that was something I hadn't considered. He said, when we first get into meditation. So I thought, if we motivate an individual, How do you motivate? Well, if you are concerned about all the stuff that's going, the chaos around you, then it's a reflection of the chaos within you. And the way you need to deal with this is to dust the mirror. And the way you do that is to see the dust not as a shortcoming, but as that which is clouding the way you see inside and demonstrating to you things that you need to look at, whatever they may be, whether they're attachment, fear. It's always that. It's always that. So all dust is particularly based on beliefs, opinions, attachments, fear, infatuation, that kind of thing, right? Things that give us an identity. So meditation is dusting the mirror. But there is another really beautiful Zen story, which I might share with you next week, which is about the illiterate cook. If I haven't shared it, then you can ask me again, because it too has to do with the mirror, but it's from a Zen perspective. And I thought maybe we introduce that there are other traditions and other ways of looking at life which are profoundly valuable to us. We don't need to adopt all of them, but we need to realize that what we know isn't the only truth. Yeah. Okay, so let's dust the mirror, as they say. So first we make sure the mirror stand. So we'll go through that process. So imagine the body is the stand of the mirror. Yeah. And what you're going to do is you're going to ensure that this stand is firm, it's stable. And the way you're going to do this, there are 5 points we can say. So the first is, like say, if you're cross-legged or if you've got your feet on the ground, then the first is to ensure that the feet, the legs, and the hips, that part of the body, seems firm. So if those who are sitting on the chair, you may want to focus on the chair and ensure that you are firmly seated, so to speak. Yeah. Next, we make sure that the back is straight and upright. We pull our shoulders back a little bit so our chest feels open. We tuck our chin in slightly. So make sure that the body feels upright, or it is upright, but it's not rigid. Okay. So now that we have the mirror, the stand, so to speak, we are now going to begin our work. So the intention first, set your intention, is simply to focus upon yourself. And you're going to do this first by drawing your breath in and bringing your focus to your body as best as you can. And now take a note of how the body feels. If you need to adjust it to make sure it's a little bit more comfortable, do so. Notice if there's any tension, pain, ache, tightness, itch that draws your focus. And if you bring your focus to your seat, allow it to hold you so you can afford to let go a little bit, and the body or the flesh can relax. Yet our internal structure is upright and firm. Next, we're going to bring our focus now to the senses. So bring your focus towards your eyes and begin to watch or observe what is in your field of awareness. In other words, what is it that you can see, so to speak? This may be just darkness or the back of your eyelids. Begin to recognize that you have awareness, or you are awareness. And this awareness, when it's directed, is like a torch a floodlight. And as you direct it towards your vision, it exposes the darkness, the back of your eyelids. Okay. Now we're going to bring this focus towards our ears, and we're going to direct it to the sounds around us. And all that means is you begin to listen to all the sounds that are around you. You're not going to think about the sound, you're simply listening. Listening. Next, you're going to bring this focus beneath your nose, and you're going to begin to watch the movement of your breath. Notice you're simply watching. You're not moving the breath breathes by itself. Recognizing the awareness sits, doesn't move while the breath is moving. And notice how you can tune this awareness, even refine it. So you begin to now notice the aroma in the breath. Then you can refine it even further. Begin to listen to the sound in your breath. Notice the flow of your breath. Next breath in, you're going to take your focus now towards your mouth. And notice if there's a taste within your mouth. Again, just simply directing your awareness. And finally, you're going to take your focus above your head. You're going to imagine there's a hula hoop. And as it comes down, it begins to scan your body for sensations. Again, take your time. Slowly moving your focus from the top of your head downwards. And as you do that, you begin to expose any sensation in your body. Begin to sense your body. Okay. As you breathe in, bring your focus to yourself as best as you can. And again, notice the body itself. Notice if there's anything that draws your focus, anything physical. And then if you take your focus now to the seat you're on, you will notice there are sensations where the seat makes contact with you. From those sensations, you bring your focus upwards, once again using your awareness like a light, lighting up your hips. And then slowly drawing this down, your thighs towards your knees. And as you do that once again, exposing all the sensations that exist in your thighs, all the way to the knees. And then from your knees, you move downwards towards your ankles. Notice your feet. And then slowly moving to the soles of your feet. And now you want to hold that light at the soles of your feet. And the longer you hold your focus there, the more sensations you become aware of. Next, bringing your focus back to the seat you're on. Again, notice the back is straight and upright. And you're going to slowly bring your focus from your lower back to your middle back. From your middle back up towards your shoulder blades. Notice your shoulders. Allow them to soften a bit. And then if you bring your focus down from your shoulders to your elbows, from your elbows to your wrists, notice the palms of your hands. And then moving towards your fingers. And again, on your next breath in, you bring your focus towards your eyes. And once again, begin to notice what you have in your field of vision. Awareness. And then as you breathe out, you allow your eyes to soften. And on your next breath in, bring your focus towards your lips. Scanning your upper lip. Scanning your lower lip. And then slowly bringing your focus within your mouth. And begin to notice the sensations within the mouth itself. the roof of your mouth, inside cheeks, notice your tongue, allow it to soften, notice your jaw, allow your jaw to soften. And then as you breathe out, you allow your face to soften. And on your next breath in, once again, become aware of your body as best as you can. Notice if there's anything in the body that draws your focus. And then when you're ready, you bring your focus beneath your nose. And now we begin to watch the breath. Allowing the breath to breathe by itself. Begin to notice that the breath has a start and an end when it comes in, and the out breath has a start, middle, and end as it goes out. Notice if your breath feels cool or if it feels warm. Refining your awareness. Follow your out breath all the way till the end. Notice when it stops. Stay with your breath. On your next breath in, bring your focus within yourself to your inner space. Notice if the mind is occupied, for this is the dust on our mirror. And if you bring your focus to your chest, begin to notice the movement of your chest in rhythm with your breath. And on your next breath in, you bring your focus a bit deeper into yourself, right where your heart is. And as you hold your focus there, notice how you're feeling right now. Peaceful, settled, calm, anxious, unsettled, irritated. And on your next breath out, you're going to simply open your focus to all the sounds around you. Once again, just listening, allowing the sound of the bell to take you deeper into the silence. Gently bring your focus beneath your nose, and once again, sitting with your breath in silence. Bringing your focus to the experience. If you feel calm, if you feel peaceful, then the mirror is polished. And if you're disturbed with your thoughts, the dust is coming upon the mirror. On your next breath out, expand your focus so you become aware of the whole body once again, moving from your breath to your entire body. Notice if there's any discomfort in the body itself. And then gently bring your focus to the seat you're on. And once again, notice the sensations where the chair or the seat makes contact with you. Slowly bringing our focus back into the body itself. And then from here, we bring our focus up towards the hips. Slowly moving down our thighs towards our knees. And then if you allow this focus to move down from your knees towards your ankles, notice your feet. And then gently to the soles of your feet. When you're ready, bring your focus back to the seat you're on. Notice that the back is still straight and upright. Shoulders are comfortable, as are your arms and your hands. Your eyes are still closed, your mouth is still closed, and your face is relaxed. Gently bringing your focus beneath your nose again. And now, as the breath moves in, you can sense your body. As the breath moves out, you can sense your body. Feeling calm within, feeling calm without. Breathing in, you can sense your body. Breathing out, you can sense your body. When you hear the next bell, use this bell to draw some slow, deep breaths in, and in your own good time, gently opening your eyes. Take your time.